Stoicism, wisdom in everyday life. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're talking about a philosophy that's over 2,000 years old, yet feels more relevant than ever. Stoicism. The teachings of philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius offer us profound insights into what it means to remain calm and composed in a chaotic world. But what exactly is Stoicism? Simply put, it's a philosophy of life that teaches us to focus on what we can control and to calmly accept what lies beyond our control. Stoicism is built on three central principles: self-control, acceptance of fate, and emotional stability. Let's explore each of these briefly. First, self-control. The Stoics taught that true freedom arises from mastering our own emotions and impulses. Epictetus once said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but the opinions we hold about them." This idea is both powerful and profound. It's not external events that affect our well-being, but our reactions to them. While we may not always control circumstances, we can choose how to respond to them. A modern interpretation of this philosophy suggests that the world isn't as it appears to us. Our perceptions are shaped and often distorted by our experiences, values, and beliefs. We don't see the world objectively, but through the lens of our thoughts. The essence of Stoicism lies in questioning these distortions. It's about examining our reactions and judgments to uncover the truth, beyond emotions and biases. Secondly, acceptance of fate, Amor Fati. A core principle of Stoicism is accepting what we cannot change. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic, wrote in his Meditations, "Love the fate that is yours, for it is what you were meant to have." This concept, known as Amor Fati, the love of fate, teaches us to not only accept the inevitable, but to embrace it and recognize the lessons it brings. Imagine life as a card game. We cannot control the cards we are dealt. Circumstances and fate are given to us, but it's up to us to make the best of the hand we've received and play the game. While we may not win every game, Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the act of playing itself, regardless of the cards or the outcome. It's about not just accepting the inevitable, but embracing it as part of our journey. Thirdly, emotional stability. The Stoics believe that we are at our most resilient when we maintain emotional balance. For them, it was crucial that neither extreme joy nor profound pain disrupts our inner peace. However, this does not mean becoming emotionless or cold. It's about consciously controlling and moderating our reactions to external influences. This is perhaps one of the most challenging lessons of Stoicism: the ability to manage our emotions, especially in moments of uncertainty, anger, or fear. It's easy to be swept away by strong feelings, but in such moments, the Stoic asks, is it really worth losing my inner peace over this? A practical example: imagine being treated unfairly at work or facing a difficult situation. Instead of reacting with immediate anger or despair, Stoicism advises pausing and assessing the situation objectively. What can I control and what can't I? Asking this question helps calm emotions and enables us to act with clarity. Modern psychology echoes this philosophy, particularly through the concept of emotional intelligence, the ability to consciously regulate our feelings and respond appropriately to stressful situations. Stoic tranquility doesn't aim to suppress all emotions, but rather to ensure that we are not ruled by them. You've likely experienced moments where, in anger or deep sorrow, you did something you later regretted or wished you could undo after reflecting with a clear mind. These moments illustrate the importance of guiding our emotions rather than being carried away by them. What about you? Have you ever had experiences like these? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know what advice you'd give someone to learn from your experiences. Now you might be wondering, how can we apply these ancient teachings in the hustle and bustle of modern life? Let's look at some common daily challenges and how Stoicism can help. Stress and uncertainty at work. Imagine you're approaching an important deadline and feeling stressed. Whether it's the end of a work project or an exam starting in 2 hours, Stoicism would advise you to pause and ask yourself, can I still change the situation right now? If we're honest, there's little to be gained by studying anything significant 2 hours before a test. So if the answer is no, worrying won't help. Instead, focus on staying calm and thinking clearly to make the best of the situation. This is the essence of self-control, calming yourself and avoiding panic. With a clear mind, thinking becomes much easier, and new, good ideas have the potential to emerge. Conflicts in relationships. In personal relationships, we often experience moments of anger or frustration. The Stoics would remind us that we cannot control what others do or say, but we can control how we respond. As Seneca put it, it is a sign of weakness to be angry at things we cannot influence. This means we shouldn't waste our energy on things beyond our control. In discussions or conflicts, it's particularly important to remain calm and deliberate to avoid making hasty or incorrect judgments. Stoicism encourages us to uncover the true core of the situation. Was there a misunderstanding? Why does this bother me? What exactly lies behind my emotions? And how can we work together to find a solution based on clarity and understanding, loss and grief? Another example of Stoic philosophy is the approach to loss. It is entirely human to feel grief and pain when we lose someone or something. Yet Stoicism reminds us that everything in life is transient, and that our response to this impermanence is what truly matters. The Stoics would say, it is inevitable that we will lose things and people, but it is our choice how we process that loss. In modern society, we have often lost our natural connection to impermanence. While death and loss were once integral parts of life, accepted and even joyfully embraced as transitions in many cultures, we now often try to avoid or suppress the inevitable. Stoicism, however, teaches us not to resist the unavoidable, but to accept it with composure. Ultimately, it is our response to loss that allows us to grow, not the avoidance of it. It's one thing to understand these principles, and another to integrate them into daily life. After all, it's easier said than done. Here are 2 small exercises you can try. Morning reflection. Take a few minutes every morning to think about what the day might bring. What challenges could arise? How can you mentally prepare to respond with calmness and composure? Epictetus suggested starting each day by preparing ourselves for encountering people and situations that might frustrate us, but the choice of how to respond remains ours. Evening reflection. At the end of the day, take a moment for a brief reflection. Consider how you handled difficult situations. Did you get upset unnecessarily, or were you able to stay calm and in control? Stoicism offers us a clear, timeless guide to leading a calmer and more mindful life. In a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable, this philosophy can help us find our inner compass. The search for wisdom never ends. It begins within each of us, every single day. What questions will you ask yourself next? Perhaps we'll discover new answers together in our next audiobook, where we'll explore some Buddhist teachings. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any philosophical insights. Here's the link to the next audiobook. Until next time, and stay curious.